Alright, this is Maidos, currently AFK. It's probably something you don't want to do. Just kidding. Let's see. It's a 30-minute game. I feel like I'm supposed to be playing for him. Alright, he's back. His team should hopefully not be full committing on middle. Yeah, so they didn't commit to mid. They're just trying to hold. I'm not sure about those traps on lower. I guess he was probably expecting a soldier to bomb through. If he had the time, he probably would have wanted to actually put a forward trap and put it on the spire and on the choke. That way he'd buy a little bit more time, because they'll just flood through if the trap is really passive. Maybe he'll bait them in, but they weren't very sneaky traps either. Alright. Oh, after that demo got juggled, yeah, they need to be able to force him there. He should be able to keep that medic in. I would have trusted my team to clean up the soldier and then juggled the medic in the tunnel. Because the blue team had an awful Uber, so bad, and then they ended up baiting them in, and they popped in at a really bad spot and then overextended to try and get the Uber out of Maidos' team. But the medic pushed a little bit too far, and he should have been punished for it. Looks like he's going to die anyway. But he had that opportunity, and he knew that soldier was... when he saw the soldier walk past him, he wasn't buffed, and he knew he had teammates. I would have trusted the teammates to kill him. And mid, yeah, there should be some West Coast lands. I expect another SoCal land to happen soon, in the next couple months. I'll be announcing that when it's ready. Alright, so they just got 2 kills. Those were fresh deaths, so they don't really need to stack the point. If you killed someone 6 seconds ago, then probably stack the point, but right after you kill them, or if you kill them while you're capping, there's no need. The scout's going in from behind. They're all distracted. This is the perfect opportunity. They have the Uber. Oh, alright, there we go. He got the demo. So I think there's something behind them. I think a scout got behind. Yeah, he did. And he's going to kill their medic. See, what I would have done is the instant after I killed the demo, I would have just put a sticky trap or one sticky on the shutter door. And then as I was approaching Spire to be pushing them, I would be turning around, doing constant 180s, checking on the status of that flank. And if he never flanks, then maybe you're safe. But if he does, he's the bigger threat, because you were kind of outnumbered, outpositioned, The control point is being contested. So that's actually a situation where he could kind of use a little trick that I like to use a lot, which is I have a sticky trap, but then I shoot stickies at the other team with no intention of deading them, just to kind of make them feel like I'm shooting stickies rather than trapping. Because sometimes you can feel the other team's demo is in trap mode or something, There, he just kind of sat on a trap forever. After they Ubered... After they Ubered, his trap was going to do no damage, so what he should have done is tried to either juggle them really hard and then sticky jump away, or drop down lower and try and get in spawn. I feel like he just kind of let them Uber in and kill him, He didn't react to their Uber quick enough. Original versus rocket. I choose a rocket launcher. Why didn't he det that sticky? He had a sticky right on the demo and he didn't det. I don't get it. Yeah, you should I don't know. I don't like trapping early on mids. Once you denied him from the pack, he's not going to try and walk over the stickies, right? So after that point, you should just focus on dealing damage. He's gonna die. I don't know. His medic's possibly gonna live. So with a 10-second spawn, so I think they're gonna get Uber. What he should do when he spawns is just put up a trap, and if they're already pushed in, like if they push in before he can put up the trap, he should just trap the point, try and buy as much time as possible. So here, yeah, here he can just trap the point, and he didn't really need a flash there, but they should win anyway. He needs to look to his left. He left it completely wide open. I feel like there he kind of isolated himself. One thing that you need to be careful of as a demo is just like moving too fast and isolating yourself. Often you want to use kind of a similar mentality that a medic would use, where like you don't really go anywhere alone, and you try and use your teammates as kind of a buffer. You know what I mean? Like you use them as a meat shield. For spamming the scouts on the roof, he's a bit off with his angle, because usually the scouts jump onto the lower part of the roof first. So you want to be aiming a little bit off to the left and shooting the stickies a little bit deeper on the roof if you're trying to hit them. But that is the right idea usually for mids, is you want to try and deny scouts from the roof as much as possible. And I think if he did that more often on the mids, his team would probably do much better. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Do I pay taxes? Yeah, I'm an American. You have to. Dead. That was weird. Nice pipe. I think he had stickies in his clip. After he hit that pipe, yeah, he had 3 stickies in his clip. The instant after he hit that pipe on that scout, he should have just stickied him. You know, quickly clean him up. Alright, I think the blue medic did survive, so it should be even. Take them out, yeah, that's probably what you should do. So he's moving into lobby. If there's a sentry up, he should be on that Uber, you know? I don't get why he was so slow, so far behind when his team was Ubering in. Often your demo wants to be somewhere, airshot, wants to be somewhere, like, at least in position to be ready when the Ubers popped. Like, he was still out on second when they were Ubering. That's just a little bit of a miscommunication, I think. And before they ever push in, they should be scouting a little bit to see if there's a sentry. And if there's a sentry, you pretty much always take your demo, you know? Bit of a sloppy trap there. At this point, no one's going to walk over his trap, so he should have just started sticky spamming them and choke, you know? Like, the instant that door opened, he should have just dead. Because that's the only chance he's going to have at hitting someone with the trap. One of the other most common mistakes people make as a demo is they put down a sticky trap, and then they see, like, 4 people in front of them just, like, grouped up, and they just keep sitting on the trap, you know? Just shoot them with sticky spam. It will do a lot more damage. Because there he could have caught the medic and a scout in the choke. Alright. Yeah, here he just needs to reload. Yeah, this is a time you might want to jump. Because if they're on a retreat, often jumping in that's like the only time I would encourage you to jump in as a demo. Because you can cut off their exit and maybe catch them. trap them in, you know? Yeah, he just needs to run. So in that situation, the Demoman is really not a big threat to him at all. Because the Demo, you know, you can dodge his shots. He can't, like, he's not going to get right in your face, you know? So what he probably should have done there is just kept throwing stickies past the Demo man behind him, isolate the Demo, prevent the Scout and Medic from getting into mid, and then his teammate, who is the Scout, could have just shot the Demo, or, you know, the Demo would try and back up into the stickies. But he allowed, like, by focusing the Demo, just kind of like shooting a couple stickies at him and deading them, he was letting the rest of the combo in, you know? Because really, even though the Demo was at the front, he wasn't the biggest threat in that situation, you know? Because the one that's going to kill him would have been the Scout. That would be the one that would chase him down. Funkson, I'm glad to hear you say that. Oh. See there, he still had stickies loaded, but he just went for some, like, miracle pipes. I feel like he should have just kept going with the stickies. The Medic was still quite in range of them. Just a timing thing, really, I guess. I don't know. There he was priming for an air shot when there was a Scout rushing him. Again, it's just like the priorities, the threats, you know? Yeah, no. That's my catchphrase. It's on bats. Yeah, here it's basically like he has to commit because his whole team is fighting. So that was good. Stream has made you worse. I'm sorry. I like what he's doing here, where he's pushing with his team, but he's protecting against flanks. That's really the most important thing that you can do as a Demo, is just try and area control and protect against any possible threats. There he was getting like shot at by a Scout on the side, and again he went for the air shot. I feel like he has a little bit he gets distracted by air shots a little bit easily, it seems. Again, as a Demo, your priority should always be survival, you know? Even if there's a pretty air shot. Sometimes you gotta let them slide. You gotta let them slide. Alright. Their Demo just died. He should be getting in position to just spawn camp them on last, really. Just move with your team. Move together. There won't be any traps. Should be able to get right in. He should be peeking with his soldier. He's kind of baiting his soldier right there. Once someone's peeking, you're safe to peek with them. And because they hesitated, it looks like they managed to get out of spawn. But they get Uber. Demo's caught in spawn. Focusing the people on the point. Should be a win. There you go. Alright, let's see this one. It's the rollout. Demo nowhere to be seen. I think the time that he spent shooting pipes there would probably be better spent reloading stickies. There it seems like an issue of just the timing with his soldiers jumping in. It looks like he's just trying to push straight in head on into their Demoman and medic. There's really no distraction or initiation or anything going on besides that. The soldiers have probably already gone in and died. And he's just kind of alone.
The control point is being contested.
Peeking here. Pipe the medic. I think this is an Uber he should have tried to get in on, because he did a lot of damage starting the Uber off, and so they'd probably be flashing a lot and then maybe trying to escape, and he probably could have done some damage or cut them off or, you know, something. But by waiting out on that Uber is just his pocket kind of in a 4v1 kind of. Even if they would have flashed him, it would have been a better Uber just because he did so much damage to force them, you know? So at this point, neither team really has Uber. Often what I'll do in a situation like this is I'll actually play somewhat aggressively. I'll play near a choke point, always defending myself. I won't just sit back, you know, because before they get Uber, they usually won't be full committing their whole team and just like rushing me and catching me off guard. But for like those 5 seconds before they get Uber, or however long it is, if we're keeping track, I might be able to get a pick, and that could slow down their push, you know? And that's always the most important thing that you can do for your team, is just buy them some time. That was kind of strange. Like, based on the range that you're fighting someone with stickies, you need to decide whether or not you're going to shoot directly where they are or far away from, like, try and lead shots. So that soldier he was just fighting was kind of at the perfect range where he can't dodge a sticky that you just shoot straight at him, basically. If someone's much closer, you kind of got to predict where they're going, or if they're really far away, you got to predict where they're going. But if they're in that close, like mid to close range, where basically an uncharged sticky will hit them in less than a second, you don't really need to be flailing all over the place predicting stickies. And if you do, don't det those stickies, because any sticky that you miss can become a sticky trap that maybe will cut off some other move that he tries to do, you know? And there he goes down once again. Huh. Struggling to get aggressive with his team at the same time. I feel like everything just needs to happen sooner. Like, all the aggression needs to happen sooner. He needs to push with his teammates sooner. He needs to, he needs to be trying to follow up on the soldier's bomb sooner. Uber's popped left. Alright, soldier's dead. Good job. Scout should die. He sees the soldier lobby, so he has most of them accounted for. I think he has the entire blue team accounted for at this point. The reason that first sticky missed is just because he was aiming a bit too high. If someone's in that close range on kind of a flat ground, you always just want to put the sticky at their feet. A lot of people aim, I find, their stickies a bit too high, and that causes them to like overshoot and miss. I always try to like throw my stickies at a downward angle at people when they're on the ground. Here, he should have been protecting himself first. You know, even if you have your teammates near you, my rule as a demo is always throw a defensive sticky if there's a chance someone could rush you. And there he had 2 scouts with like a free pass to just rush him, and he kept shooting like where he thought they were going rather than protecting against getting rushed. Yeah, the resolution is stretched rate of the diamond. Um, I play on 4.3. The stream is in a 69 resolution. This is good that he's like pushing with his teammates to help clean him up. But again, I don't know why he's. I don't know, some of the weapon choice. It's really hard to describe, but if you know you can seal off someone's exit with stickies, you should probably just use stickies, you know? Woo. That was very, very risky. I would probably never drop down to take that fight. At most, peek and shoot a pipe, and if you hit the pipe, try and clean them up with stickies. But, yeah, that was very risky to drop down there and take that 1v1. Generally, you want to avoid 1v1s entirely as a demo. You want to use positioning if you have to take a 1v1. I mean, if you get forced into it, do what you can, but seeking out 1v1's not a good idea as a demo man. No one on his team is building right now. Okay, I think they're going to start now. But yeah, I noticed he's always playing extremely, extremely passive on these last holds. And I think if he had a little bit more forward presence, he could actually buy his team more time than his sticky traps are doing. If he was putting out damage in the choke points, if he was spamming them in lobby, maybe juggling them at the shutter door every time they peeked, things like that, he would actually be buying more time than he is right now. And I think their Ubers are getting in clean pretty much every single time. He just needs to play at a range that's not incredibly passive and it's not incredibly aggressive, but it's kind of in between. And his teammates need to be aware of what he's doing. I think he's getting shot by a scout. I would have looked at that, you know. He got very tunnel vision on that soldier up top. The thing about demo is, you know, every shot is a projectile, and they shoot at a certain rhythm, and they take time to travel. So say you shoot a sticky, in the time it takes your sticky to reach the person you're trying to kill, you have time to take a glance to your side. You should never, like if you're getting chip shotted, you should take a look. At least see what it is. Because if you just completely ignore your entire flank to tunnel vision something, you could get flanked, you know. They could be saying, oh, I'm distracting the demo up top, flank him, and you're letting them do that. It's an open demo. This is a European. I think he's, I don't know what division at the moment, actually. But it's probably roughly open level, yeah. That's an awfully strange way to open up an Uber. Nice pipe there. So IT was completely open. I think when he's sticky jumping out, he should try and land on a position, you know. He just landed on the ground. Ideally, when you jump out, you'd land maybe on top of Spire, back on bats, or at least have the cover of the second point. You know, land in a position where you're behind it, so that you can't get spammed down or chased as easily.
Time has been added.
Use Boston Basher or Bat for comp. Definitely Boston Basher, because it allows you to build Uber and you can actually make some trick jumps with it. Alright. At this point, as long as he has a teammate on the point, he doesn't need to trap it. But once his teammates step off it, he should be trapping it. Keeping that scout off. And... so, blue demo is playing quite passive. He's doing really good damage on the roof. I like that. Killed this scout too. Yeah, this is a good mid. Should just have his scout cap. And they should roll it through. I don't like that he went to sticky jump, I think, before getting a call. Like, he's just going to jump through, because sometimes that's how you just throw away big advantages. You know, like I said before, as a demo, you should almost never sticky jump in unless they're retreating and you know they're retreating and you can cut off their exit. But in that situation, you actually gave them enough time to get Uber, so it's pretty risky to go for that. He's got the right spawn camp. Alright, well done. Good round, good round. Is the FOV a little weird? Feels normal to me, I think. Did your reset pop up? Oh, I didn't see it. He's way too focused on shooting stickies at the demo. Like, he's doing that thing, I talk about this sometimes, is he's shooting at things he can't see. He's shooting at things that don't exist. And it's wasting him a lot of ammo. On mids' demo, you want to try to hit every sticky. So you want to shoot at things that you can actually see. You want to, like, be, you know, aiming every sticky, trying to make it connect with some sort of target, not just shooting at a spot on the map. You know what I mean? Alright, your medic needs to be trying to get out. I'm not sure what's happening here. Alright, your medic's gonna die. You need to jump away, probably. Oh, I guess he's gonna survive. Or not. He's going to die. One simple sticky jump out, and you would have been alive. The villain, I'd much rather a demo as just a file, not a YouTube video, if possible. They're down 3. It looks like he was about to go for a play. The thing about going for plays as a demo is you need to look at the bigger picture. If he dies now, they will absolutely lose last. So I like that he showed discipline and he went back. And they in fact got 2 picks. At this point, he doesn't actually need to give it up, because they don't have cap time yet, so he can just keep holding forward and maybe put out a little bit of spam. That demo jumps around a lot. With demo down, he should be confident to peek. His medic may be weak, but the medic doesn't have to peek, you know? That's not a... That shouldn't stop him from contesting. In a way, I feel like his movement is hindering himself from hitting stickies. Like, he's moving in... I don't know. It's like he's moving in a very awkward way that is giving him... He gives up positioning a lot of time to hit stickies, at least in that scout fight, and then he's like... I don't know. He's not keeping himself at the ideal range to hit good stickies, you know? When he approaches targets and stuff... It just makes it a lot harder. I don't know. Can I do a fashion show? Not really. But what would be the main points that I would give Maidos? On mids, you know, you saw those mids where he was just doing tons of damage on the roof control, and those mids he did the most, like the most damage overall. That was because he saw people trying to fight the roof and he would shoot at them. But then the mids where you just guess where the demo's going to be, try and spam stickies over, try and hit people that, you know, he couldn't really see, he did a lot less damage. So that's the first thing, is just try to be more precise and more deliberate with the damage you put out on mids as a demo. The next thing, what else? What else was it? Playing very passive on last. I'd say he could have a little bit more damage output while holding last. He's just sitting on traps the whole time. He's not deading stickies. He's not spamming pipes. You know, he's not really slowing them down beyond the trap. There's a lot more he could do. And other than that, a little bit of tunnel visioning, going for air shots when people are flanking him, not checking his flanks when he's, you know, got someone trapped, things like that. So those are the three main things I'd say you should work on, and good luck.